Let's take a look at the first Kinos. The first Kinos. We're going to explain a lot of Nekudis in the first Kinos, because if Rabbi Elazar Kalir chose this to be the opening, this is the opening. Crossville. What does Rabbi Elazar Kalir want? So look at the second paragraph. Nafla Eideinu B'tzul V'Goya Eini Chiksa L'Chazayin Ben Brechi. Nafla Eideinu is before we fall into a B'tzul Chuya. Chuya means a state of real oppression. As Eini Ayush. Right away, Eini Chiksa L'Chazayin Ben Brechi. I look for the Nevuah. My eyes look already forward. For the Chazayin, for the Nevuah of Ben Brechia, of Mitzvah Hashem, of Yesh V'Skenim, this is Rabbi Akiva. Even when the person seems to be, everything is lost. In the beginning of the Kinos, it's the first thing. Huh? It's the first thing. Nafla Eideinu, right away. Aleph, Evav, in the first Kinos today. Nafla Eideinu. Nafla Eideinu B'tzel Tchuya. Before I fall into a Tchuya, what do you call it? A press. An oppression. Right? Eini Chiksa. I look forward for the Geula of Chazon Ben Brechi. Avelis is not Atzvus. Avelis is not Atzvus. Sisu olav misais fakert. It's misais. Makes a person happy. I don't know if you know the Lashon of the Gemara called Misabel al Yushalayim Zayich v'Raya Nu Rabbi. What's the famous? Oh, so everyone says what?
Nechmas.
But the Gemara says Nechmas. The Gemara is people. It's too l'shayin. And Medrash is mashma binyana, right? But Pashit. The Lashon of the Gemara, you'll be Zayik to the Simcha that Zabsaifa says, Yedua, it's not Yiske Ba'asid, it'll be Zayik now. So what, you can be Zayik now b'Simchasa? How are you Zayik now b'Simchasa? The Teretz says, the Avelis Alein, that bringing Simcha. The Avelis Alein, that brings, it's something which needs to be explained. And the truth is, Rabbi say, it almost doesn't make sense. How could it be that the Avelis brings Simcha? And the Teretz says, Medaf Hashtein Avelis, and Medaf Hashtein Simcha. Medaf Hashtein Avelis, and Medaf Hashtein Simcha. Shavas Suru, many. What does the word Shavas mean? So Pashat means Shavas came to a standstill. And that's how most of the Mefarshim explain. Shavas, the world came to a standstill. Mein Welt ist nicht dieselbe Welt. There's an expression, life as usual. Die Welt geht weiter. Nein, die Welt geht nicht weiter. And it's not life as usual. As they learn in Roiv of the Mefarshim on the word Shavas, Shvita, it's a stop. You know, the Gemara tells us, Be'etzim, Me'az Churban HaMikdash, they want to answer everything. Eating fish, eating fruit. The Gemara says they would get asa at water. It's a lebanon of droit and vasa. That's the pshat. And the Chazal say they saw that the oil couldn't handle it, but that's what they wanted to do. The lebanon from Mensch was over. The Beis HaMikdash is up there. Shavas means the lebanon came to a stop. The Gemara tells us that the Kehanim went up to the Gag of the Beis HaMikdash and they returned the key. And what did they do? They went and they fell to Misa. They committed suicide. It's a big passion in the Rishonim. How are they allowed to do that? We'll talk about that. The Kinos addresses the Shaila already. In Matzavim of Kurban, if you're allowed to commit suicide. It's one of the later on Kinos, it's one of the big topics that the Rishonim behandle, because it's mashma that it was a good thing throughout. Here the Gemara tells us with the story of the boat, famous Gemara Gittin, that the children, the boys, the girls, so they went and they drowned themselves. It's a big shiloh, what's the head? It's a big topic, we'll discuss it a little bit later. But the Kehanim, they fell to Misa, they fell off. They killed themselves. What's the pshat? They were trying to teach Klal Yisrael, the Leben Shinais Leben. It was Heshish the Lebt. The life is over. We lost the base Hamikdash, and life is not, there's no life after. Shavas came to a stop. No, I know it's almost impossible for us to understand all this. It's something very, very schwer because we're so rachik from it. Amalek Yidden, some had these irrigations. On Torah mitzvah was not alive. It was not alive. It does hastish to left. Beis Hamikdash. What's the Beis Hamikdash called? Kihi Beis Hayei. We say it. What does Beis Hayei mean? Let's make Beis Hayei. What does it mean? The translation. This is my life. Tell me, it means that you lived at Beis Hayenu. This was his private. No, that's obviously not what it means, right? Nishka left in the Beis Hamikdash. Beis Hayenu means das is my Leben. The Yid's Leben is going to be Beis Hamikdash. Again, we're far from it. I understand that. I verstehe we're far from it. This is the ideals and hashkafis. Was Chazal. Piyutim are explaining. This is our life, the Beis Hamikdash. Eini v'libi, what steht? Ani yeshena v'libi erzon Chazal, what's libi? Ze Beis Hamikdash. My ganze heart is the Beis Hamikdash. Lashon of the Medrash. So Shavas means that the life stopped. The life stopped. There's another pshat in Shabbos, Rabbis. Many learn, which is really more muchach. It's based on the pasuk in Eicha. The pasuk in Eicha says, Shabbos mesois mimeni, Shabbos mesois libeinu, which means our happiness stopped. So some translate Shabbos, Stadivus Fataichen, Shabbos means my life stopped. From Eicha, the word Shavas is Shavas Mesois Libeinu, our happiness. You know, today, Rabbi Yisai, we think we're happy. But there's an unhappiness that we don't recognize. Und von wann stammt der Simcha? Das hat sich damit getan. Shavas means that the Simcha stopped. Shavas, the simcha stop. Even things which are misameachas, it's not really misameach, because that's not really was the mensch hat simcha. Right? You know, every day when we eat, we make a mezainis, we make a bracha, right? What's the bracha? Samcheinu b'sikunai. V'hareinu b'vinyanai, v'samcheinu b'sikunai. What is v'samcheinu b'sikunai? You see clearly that there's a simcha that Yid has when the Beis Hamikdash was up. Samcheinu, simcha, hatzatan mit Beis Hamikdash. I think maybe we could say a pshat. Was is misais? What's the chiluk between simcha and sasa? Was is simcha mit sasa? Simcha is on the spot, at the moment, is simcha. Sasa is something that continues. It's a continuous simcha. A mensch es basa v'yayin. So ain't simcha ela b'basa v'yayin. Sasa is something that continues. I'll tell you where we see this from. There's a very famous pshat. Sasa noichi al imra secha k'moitzei shalol rav. So what's sus? So Torah is something which is continuously makes you happy. Sus, Sasa leichi alim rosecha. You know, when something you have continuous, it loses. How long can something continuously make you happy? And the answer is, okay, it wears off. Can might say shalom rav. The sasain is such a sasain that it's can might say shalom rav. Like for the first moment, that excitement. The lashon is sasal misais kal hamisabim alel. It's a continuous simcha. Zoich v'roi v'nechmasa. Yes, it's a simcha, but that simcha continues with the person. Kal hamisabim alel. In many ways, Tisha B'av, you take it with you. It's a chasant right after Tisha B'av. What do we have? Loihayu yom toivim Israel. Right after Tisha B'av. Was the simcha von Chasim Kala. We're mixing so many things, and when there's a Chasim Kala, what do we say? Le'ala Shalayim aroisim Chasim. Gleich nach Tisha B'av. Yom Toivim Yisrael, that they used to make Chasim Kala. You see that the simchas, the roisum chasim. What's the roisum chasim? Chasim Kala. Das ist shayek gleich nach Tisha B'av. The answer is, with verstehen, was is the simcha for later. I want to tell you something that really, today we're going to talk a lot of irrigation. I'm going to say a lot of interesting stories that I've experienced. Maybe they don't talk to you, they talk to me. I learned something very big. You know, sometimes a maisa, and sometimes when I push the youth, could teach more than hours of Musa. Yeah, I just spoke to you, and I explained to you the simcha fenayir is a Beis HaMikdash. I saw it in one simple moment in a story. He was a Pashto Yid, my father's shul. He was Mr. Zivi. He was a Mamish, a Pashto Yid. He had a stroke. He was 38 years old. 38. Half his body was paralyzed. They had to garnish the camp. The embassy, he didn't know very much. He used to be the first person in shul. No matter rain, shine, snow. I used to be the one to wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning to open the door for him. To be there 6:30 for a 7 o'clock minyan. He had to be there. And I had to wake up at 6 to be there to make sure to open the door because he had to be the first one in the Bishamish. That was his thing. And then everyone had to come and hear Bruchas. He used to say Bruchas, he had to answer. All right, this was, more than this, he knew nothing, just the davening. That was it. Davening, Kiyam HaMitzvahs. When he got sick, I went to visit him in his house. I know he suffered terribly. He had tremendous yisurim at the end of his life. I walked into the basement, to his house. And he tells me, Aharon, you're not going to believe what the doctors told me. I thought for sure he's going to tell me. You'll learn this today, Rabbi. So I used to be called Aharon. Okay? So growing up in my father's shul, I was Aharon. Okay, so you're going to hear a lot of stories about Aharon. So I thought he's going to tell me that the doctor told him. He says, the doctor can come in shul Rosh Hashanah. I thought for sure he's going to tell me that the doctor gave me, he told me, Dr. Me gave him good news, he tells me. I thought before this, that. He tells my doctor, so I said to him, was ist mit der Gesund? He said, the Gesund nicht so good, he tells me. Nicht so good. And he didn't tell me good. He told me I'll be able to come Rosh Hashanah to shul. You know what they say? Come on, look at Pashto. We start to understand what Yiddishkeit used to look No Galus, as they continue, the Yid Welt anders, she changes, revolves. And when you look to the Fried Gedeiros, you see what was Nabalik Yid. And possibly, the Rabbi Shalom put that Yid in Holocaust, he knew he could survive it. I don't know. There was an Amunah Pshuta. There was something very big and special about the Yid Amon. What was his Ikar Simcha? Kumen and Shul, Leil, and Davening. That's what it was. Today we search for other Simchas. So Shavas means a person has to know that his Simcha stopped. So this is the first Kinos. Shavas Surah Mimeni Shamuni Ayra. Schiyah Mashish Yuni. There's all the big things that happen. Nafla Idena B'tzul Tchuya. And you have to know this in the beginning. That no matter how much we're going to talk about terrible and Churban, it's with Sasayim, it's with Simcha. The Zaktish can tachnu, because it's with an Amunah of Chiksal Chazayim Ben Brachim. So this is the first Kinos, and we'll continue. Okay, so Shabbos, Suru Meni.